Oh my goodness. So that's really disheartening. I just talked for a long time on YouTube webcam capture upload page. Now I'm on my regular webcam. Hopefully this will work. That is such a pain in the butt. That was a good video, you guys. That was so good. It's magic in a bottle, people. Magic in a bottle. Anyway, hi. It's me. God, now I gotta try to talk about everything that I already talked about. Sucks. I'm not going to be looking at you because I'm going to be going over an article that I found that it was really encouraging to me. I will put the link below in case you want to check it out. Also, if you want to check out any other things that I have been pinning to my Pinterest board and so on, like healthy recipes, workout tips, weight loss tips, anything like that, you can follow me on Pinterest. You can also follow me on Instagram for my weigh-ins, daily eating, and any other kind of things that I share on there. It's really easy and free, and I love to have my friends over there on Instagram, so check that out. As well as I want to let you guys know that I got this in the mail, which is probably backwards in this video. This is the Appetite Awareness Workbook, and I just got it, so I haven't started it yet. If you watched my previous video, you saw that I weighed it in this morning at 199.6, which I'm super excited about because it's the first time I've been in Wonderland in a while. I don't know exactly when, because my weight has been so up and down for the past few months. But I really, really, really feel that I'm on a really good path with this Fitbit and everything else that goes along with it. And just my overall thinking about things lately, which one of the catalysts for those things is this article that I'm going to read to you. So hopefully I can minimize this window. Okay. So it's like this video doesn't want to be recorded. The universe does not want this video recorded. Why, universe? Why, God, why? Okay. Let's see if this works. I tried to minimize my stupid webcam on this stupid Windows 8.1 and it stopped recording. So now I'm trying to do it with Windows Movie Maker. And if we have a snafu here, you're never going to see this video because I'm not going to upload it because I'm just going to move on with my life. Okay. So let's see how this goes. All right, so back to this article again. These are her personal opinions about how she felt and overcame these kind of behaviors, and I agree with most of her assessments, so obviously that's why I'm sharing it. Hopefully you can hear me. Everything is going fine. Okay, so again, let's go through this again. Number one, she said these are in no specific order. This is not medical advice. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I have been yo-yoing for years and years and years, but I think that this is really good advice, and I'm trying to follow it myself. Number one, another diet is not the answer. So any kind of like fad diet, juice, long-term juice cleanse, cabbage soup diet, even like legitimate diets like Atkins, South Beach. I don't think paleo is going to hurt you, but something that you can't sustain isn't going to be a normal part of your healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life is probably worth avoiding, because I think what her sentiment is that you want to try to get yourself in a position to live that way for the rest of your life. So change your habits into these more healthy habits that you can sustain throughout your whole life. And for me, that's kind of a scary concept. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm imprisoned to this eating plan or whatever it is for the rest of my life. That's why you have to be slow and gentle with yourself, and you have to not restrict too much and things like that. And I'm going to talk about that in a little while. All right, so another diet's not the answer. My recommendation, which again, I'm not an expert, would be just make healthy choices. I mean, we kind of all know what that means. I mean, you want to drink a lot of water. Most people kind of understand that fruits and vegetables are good for you. Lean protein is good for you. The science really is behind good amounts of protein for building muscle and all the benefits that muscle has for your body and everything. So you can look into the numbers for that. Right now I'm shooting for about 100 grams of protein a day because I'm working out and trying to lose weight. So on and so forth. But number 2, think addition instead of restriction. So instead of telling yourself that you can't have XYZ, tell yourself that you'd like to have ABC. So I'd like to have this much protein. I'd like to have, this many servings of fruit and vegetables a day. So on and so forth. This much water. Instead of just solely focusing on, I need chocolate, I can't have chocolate, kind of stuff. Okay, you can have chocolate, but you need to build up to this kind of self-control that you can have just a little bit of chocolate and then you can be satisfied and you can move on. And so she also talks about the kind of binge eating cycle, which is restriction, then binge eating, then guilt, and then more restriction and binge eating and guilt, and it goes on and on and on. So like I said, read the article if you're interested in all her thoughts. Stop trying to be perfect. Again, this is a big one for me. I have that kind of distorted thinking, which you can find in Feeling Good from Dr. David Burns as cognitive behavioral therapy book. Great for anybody with anxiety, depression, any of these kinds of not good thinking stuff. Try not to be black and white. Try not to be all or nothing. Kind of thinking, because for me, if it wasn't like I'm like perfectly on this diet, then it's like I'm a failure and I might as well just go eat fast food every single day of my life and not care. So just try your best to stop trying to be perfect all the time and try to find a happy medium. At least just try your best and be okay with that for a little while. And then you can adjust yourself as you want to try to get stronger and stronger. Number 4, stay off the scale. I know. So many of you have told me for so long, stay off the scale. And you've made the realization yourself that maybe that wasn't the best thing. And I'm now coming to that realization again myself. When I lost 80 pounds 7 or 8 years ago, that was a great motivator for me to wake up and see that number on the scale had changed even 0.2 of a pound. That was a great motivator to continue my low-calorie, healthier kind of eating throughout my entire day. But now as I've gotten older, stressors, more kids, things like that, things have changed. And for some reason, that's just not helping me. And so instead, I'm focusing on other positive things, like the things that I'm getting from my Fitbit, my steps and my active minutes and my heart rate and my calories in and calories out. And I think this is a much healthier focus to have than just necessarily the number on the scale. I will still be doing weekly weigh-ins. They're going to be on Fridays, and I'm doing my measurements as well. I'm probably going to do a separate video or maybe just put it on Instagram if you guys are interested in the measurements and before and after pics, or before and progress pics. I'm going to be putting on Instagram later today. So try to stay off the scale. Put your focus on maybe some other kind of goals that you have. Number 5, this is what I preluded to on in my my first video earlier today. And this is a weird one and a big one. Big one for me. And of course, she goes into a lot of depth in this one, as in all of them. This is kind of a long article. What she talks about is those of us that are having problems with unhealthy eating habits and cheat days, is that it gets to our cheat day, we've restricted ourselves so long all week, or maybe we've already messed up, but we're still going to give ourselves our cheat day, and then we just gorge all day. Even the cheat meal, like I've gone out for a cheat meal and I've had an appetizer and a full plate of food and a big piece of cheesecake. And I have to eat that whole piece of cheesecake because I paid $8 for it or whatever, which is a whole nother subject about being able to leave food on your plate and everything. But I'm starting to think it's not the best idea for me because, again, I think I would eat more than I would, how do I say it? She probably says it really well in her writing here, but it's like if you give yourself permission to have a little bit of these foods throughout your week, and for me, still staying within my calorie goal and still getting those other things that I wanted to add to my diet and still working out, I can go to Chick-fil-A, I can have a milkshake, and I can build up to that self-control to be able to just get a milkshake, or I can just get a cookie, or we went out to eat the other day, and instead of going to one of our favorite places, Chili's, where I know I would probably overeat on things that I didn't want to eat because then I would have gone over my calorie goal. We went to Ruby Tuesday and I got the salad bar. Now I got ranch dressing and croutons. Is that the best thing for you? No. But a salad with that stuff on it is a lot better than chili cheese fries and everything else that I was going to eat. So I think what my point here is that my plan now is kind of to avoid these kind of cheat days and just kind of build up to the point where I'm able to normalize my eating, like almost the way that I would be if I were maintaining my weight, where I work out, I drink water, I eat healthy most of the time, but sometimes go out to eat with my family, I have some pizza, I, have dessert or whatever, or I go through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru and get a kid's meal instead of a regular adult meal. And again, these are things that you kind of have to build up to. I know that I do anyway. So that's kind of my thinking on that. Let me know what you guys think about it. So far, so good. What I'm going to say about that is that what day was it? Okay, let's just start last Saturday. Today's Friday. I've had this for almost a week. Got it on Saturday evening. I ate in a healthy way. I don't want to say I was good or I was bad or whatever, because I don't think that those words are the most positive way to go about it. And I believe that words have power, so I don't want to kind of go that route. Anyway, I had been eating in a healthy way that whole day. I knew I wanted to go get this Fitbit. I knew that I wanted to go to Ruby Tuesday to get the salad bar. I knew I wanted to go out to eat, and so I thought about where can I go. So then we decided to go there, and I had a salad and I had all that stuff, and then I was like, I felt really good about it. I was like, wow. Now, I don't usually go to Ruby Tuesday. I'm not tempted by the same kinds of things as I would be a regular place. Then my kids really, really, really wanted milkshakes from Chick-fil-A on the way home for dessert, so we decided to give them to them. Now, I had to exert some self-control, and I got one cookie. That is a big accomplishment for me, and I need to give myself praise over that and feel good about that accomplishment for myself. Now, that's like a 300 and something calorie cookie. I'm not saying it's good for you. I'm not telling you to go out and eat cookies. What I'm telling you is don't not eat cookies if you can. Like I said, build up to that kind of self-control if you don't have it yet. But for me, I think that that's the way I want to do it. What else happened? Monday, I'm trying to go through the days now, what I ate and when I was over and when I wasn't, but I can't remember everything right now. But Wednesday night, my husband and I went out. We had a couple counseling session, and then we went out to eat, and we went to Longhorn Steakhouse. And my favorite to get there is the white cheddar and bacon stuffed filet. And guess what I had? White cheddar and bacon stuffed filet. But I had worked out that day. I was under the day before, and then I had worked out twice the day before, and I was under that day and worked out that day. instead of the loaded baked potato, I got broccoli, which I didn't even touch and ate yesterday. I didn't have any bread, and I had my salad with the ranch dressing on it. And I was still, like, I think it was a little bit over my calories, but I was still, like, on my calories, and I was satisfied, and I felt like floored, like I was totally getting away with something, and I was just like, now I know the fat and cholesterol and all that is not good for you. I know that, but a once in a while thing, and I don't think it's bad. So I just sat there just like, you mean I can have steak? You know, like I don't know, I just felt so good about it, you know, that I could go out, I could have my favorite steak, and it didn't have to be a cheat day, and it didn't have to be that I was being bad, and it didn't have to be that I was restricting and all this stuff. And then last night, I was really, really, really busy, didn't eat a whole lot throughout the day, didn't even go to the gym, and I had pizza for dinner. Now, I had to control myself because normally I would have 4 or more pieces and maybe something else. Well, last night it was just an at-home pizza, Red Baron or whatever. I had to have 3 pieces, but it fit into my calories, so that's what I had. As time progresses and I start to try to wean away from those kinds of food, I believe that these kinds of indulgences, or whatever you want to say, will become less, but I'm not going to restrict that. Hopefully it all works out. This is my plan now. Okay, so that's what I have to say about the binge eating. I know this video is going to be really long, so I'm going to move on to number 6. Celebrate all victories and don't dwell on our minor setbacks. I think that's very important, like I just said, you know. I was very proud of myself for getting that one cookie. You know, that is a victory. Number 7, ditch the rigid rules. And she talks about listening to your body and eating real, natural foods. And if you're not hungry, but want to turn to food, try to do something else. I'm still working on that. That's one of the reasons why I got this appetite awareness workbook that I'm going to work on to try to tune more into that. Now, I don't fully have that on lockdown or whatever, obviously. So I'm not sure kind of what her total take on it, or what like the doctors would say or whatever, because I could wake up and not be hungry and not eat until like 11 or 12, but that's not good. So I do have times that I eat throughout the day. When it is time to eat, I don't gorge myself. You know, I have been kind of still sticking to that loose plan of about 200 calories for breakfast and about 150 for snack, and I don't feel too restricted by that because that's about what I feel comfortable with anyway. If I was really, really hungry in the morning, I'd eat a little bit more and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I'm not just eating for the sake of eating, you know. Like when I just got back from the gym, I only had a Greek yogurt, which is only 100 calories, but it had some protein, and I know that we're going to have Family Fun Friday tonight, so I'll probably be going out to eat. So, you know, it's just, I think that I'm listening to my body pretty well. 8, food may be fuel, but it should also be enjoyed. So don't feel guilty or bad because you enjoy food. I mean, food should be enjoyed, but what also needs to happen, I think, is that I need to start enjoying other things other than food, and find those things that give me joy and everything. If you look at it as only food, you're probably going to, that's probably going to come back and say, well, no, because this is so good, and I don't know. So she says, no matter what you're eating, make sure it's something you like. So that's like one thing that April's losing it, which I miss her, wish she'd come back. But she talked about that. When she lost all her weight on Weight Watchers, I mean, she was eating a lot of stuff that she didn't necessarily like. Like, she was making, like, cauliflower rice and stuff that she just didn't like, but she was just eating for the sake of whatever so she could lose weight. And then in the end, she gave up and gained a lot of her weight back, and because she just wasn't happy eating the things that she was eating. So try your best to find the things that you like that are healthy for you, that you feel good about. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, this is my dirty Nutri-Ninja cup, but I posted my recipe for my favorite chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie on Instagram today. And it's only like 235 calories, and it's delicious. And even if I wasn't like trying to be healthy, I mean, I would still want one. So those are the kinds of things. And like the Yoplait Greek whips, I like those, you know. So I eat the things that I like. And if you don't like any fruits or any vegetables, you're going to have to try to kind of wean yourself onto that, I think. But anyway, don't eat things you hate just for the sake of trying to be healthy and lose weight. Number 9, put the focus on what your body can do, obviously, instead of what it can't do. So just, again, trying to be positive. I would suggest getting an app like Jeffit, Jefit. I love that workout app. And something to map your progress if you're working out. You know, focus on what your body can do. Feel good about that. Don't look at everybody in the gym and be like, why can't I do that? I'm such a piece of crap. You know, focus that you are there, that you are doing something. And then as you see yourself progress, you'll be like, wow, look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm capable of. Don't shortchange yourself. Number 10, have positive support. Obviously, a support system is very important in any kind of life difficulty or life change. So try your best to surround yourself with positive people. I'm not a social person. I don't really have any friends. But Brian has been supportive. I mean, as much as I've tried and accomplished and failed and tried and accomplished and failed and setback after setback, I mean, I still haven't given up, and he hasn't really given up on me. I mean, when I tell him I've lost weight or I've gone to the gym, he acts genuinely happy for me every time, even though maybe in the back of his head he's thinking, oh, great, again. But, and of course, my mom, she's been a great support for me. So if there's naysayers around you, try your best to cut them out. And if you can't cut them completely out, try to cut their negativity out. Like if they try to be negative, just try to get away from them. Number 11, focus on actions, not outcomes. So that would be like she talks about some examples of stocking your house with real whole foods and going to the gym. Like your actions, you're taking action. You're not looking at, oh my God, look at the outcome of this or that. You know, look at my fat stomach and everything else. Focus on what you're doing, your actions, saying positive things, eat slowly and savor your food. Focus on the actions that you're taking and not the outcomes. Number 12, how to handle binge foods. So she talks about different things work for different people. But what worked for her was keeping the binge foods out of the house, but not making them necessarily off limits. But she knew that she wasn't strong enough to have them in the house at first, or maybe even the whole time, that she just didn't have them out. It didn't have them in there. So that's her recommendation, to keep them out of the house, but go get them when you like truly want to give yourself them. And she also talks about what to do if other people you're living with has to have those kinds of things. Stay away from the rapid fat loss approaches, like quick fix approaches. Try your best to take it slow and steady. I know that I am so impatient. If I could lose 5 pounds a week, I could. One thing that I started to think about was the slower I lose, if I only lose 1 pound or 2 a week, the more habit I will be in, the longer it will take, the more training, I guess, in this that I will receive, and then in the end I will be a lot more likely to keep it off and make it just part of my psyche and who I am. And also, the slower you lose weight, the less likelihood you have of really bad loose skin, which I'm trying my best to avoid. So that's one of my motivators, to just try to take it slow and steady and be okay with those points of 1 pound every weigh in. I'm using the Nivea Skin Firming Lotion, so hopefully that helps as well. It's not about quick solutions, it's about taking the time to heal and adopting a sustainable lifestyle approach that enhances your life and doesn't dominate it. Right now, this is a bit dominating, but as time progresses, I hope and believe that it will not be so dominating. So you want to slowly develop eating habits that you can sustain long term. Number 14, be patient. Again, that goes along with that. It's really hard to be patient, but it's important. Number 15, be kind to yourself. You're going to slip up, she says. When you do, you must be kind to yourself. Berating yourself when you binge or slip up only makes things worse. So instead of calling yourself a failure or something similar, be kind to yourself. Realize it's just a tiny mistake. You give yourself a break and, you know, wake up the next day or that moment. It doesn't have to take the next day. And just continue doing what you set out to do in the first place. And she puts a quote on here: before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure that you are not, in fact, just surrounding yourself with assholes. So again, positivity, support system. Number 16, know that you are amazing as you are at this very moment. So self-acceptance, just where you're sitting, that's a big one. Because how can you truly be motivated to want to change if you're totally content with where you are? And I think for me, a little bit of the difference is I don't have great self-esteem, but I'm not totally, absolutely disgusted with myself either. So trying your best, even if it's just little baby steps, to be like, I'm still okay. I'm okay. I'm not disgusting. And telling myself that I am is not going to help me. It's not going to make me feel powerful and awesome the way that I should or need to. So just being like, I'm a good person. I'm a strong person. I'm a funny person. I'm a smart person. And I may not like this exterior stuff right now, but I have the power to change that. And this does not make me a bad person. And be able to move on from that. Number 17. Learn to listen to your body. Which touched on this already, she says, but something that really helped me. So again, tune in to your body signals for hunger. If you are on like kind of a bit of a scheduled eating, like most people are, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some snacks in between. I mean, maybe you could just try to cut the snacks. Have scheduled kind of snack times, like mid-morning snack, mid-afternoon snack, maybe an evening snack. And just because it's time to eat, don't just take that as, oh, it's time to eat. I just eat everything. Set some small snacks up so that you can eat that and listen to your body. Am I still hungry? Really? Okay, let me have a little bit more of that, whatever. And then you're satisfied and not overly stuffed, and then move on to your next thing, and then your next meal time. Number 18, stop focusing on fat loss. Chances are that your primary goal is fat loss, is to lose fat, and if that's the case, I'm willing to bet the way you eat and work out revolves around your thoughts of losing body fat. Well, it's time to stop thinking about fat loss and adopt a more positive mindset and focus. This is another important tip that helped me break out of the binge eating cycle, and highly suggest you give it a shot. Click here for more information on this topic, but please finish the rest of this article as well. I don't know what the click here gets to. That's a big one that I need to learn, that I need to focus on, because right now, of course, I'm focusing on fat loss. But I think if you do stop focusing on that and you're just work the plan. Trust that the plan's going to work and just work the plan. Listen to your body. Make healthy choices. Set yourself up for success. Move your body. and the rest will come. And not making that the primary focus will be kinder to your mind, if you know what I mean. It'll, I think, make you less likely to engage in those kind of unhealthy behaviors. Number 19, engage in positive self-talk. We talked about that already. Don't berate yourself. Just think positively and talk to yourself positively. Number 20, be confident. It will get better. And then she just writes a little bit more. So please check that article out if you are interested. I hope that you found that informative and educational and all those kinds of good things. And excuse me while I get my camera back up here. This is a super duper duper long video, so if you've stuck with me this whole entire time, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you guys so much for watching. And please go over to Instagram and follow me there. And you can, like I said, follow me on Pinterest too. The links are on my channel if you go there, or it's just the same way that it is spelled here. To do my impression of Graveyard Girl, same way as it's spelled here. Whatever. So I'll see you guys there, and I'll see you guys around here. And leave me any questions, comments. If you have anything to say, leave it below. I try to get back to every comment that I get. And I wish you all very good luck in your healthy lifestyles. Bye.